like you would for a normal stream or something, and I can carry the load because you know how I can do with this shit, and I'll just ask you little stuff. You know what I mean? I'll do the majority of the talking. If you're not comfortable or whatever, then I can do it. So
10-4. Okay, you should refresh my stream. You should see it.
yep. They can hear us, can't they? Oh. Hello, people. If you can hear me, welcome to our test stream that we're setting up. This is Ryan Daniels up in the Ender's TV or Ender's World TV booth. Yes. Yes. Yep. I see the little leaderboard with 3 people on it. ITRL is kind of right next to the thing, and then the big Autoclub For Paws 150 in the center of the screen. Good, good, good. We can at least send it to Matt, and he can put it on his channel. So. Practice just ended. Yeah, we can't. So we can just set up. We can use this to set up, and we'll just... Yes. Yes, I'm not talking because you said that they can hear me.
Welcome, everyone, to a little different stream you're going to get from me tonight. Normally, I would be behind the wheel of a race car this evening with the Iron Thunder Racing League here at Autoclub, which is my home track because I am awesome at this track and I love it. But had to jump out of the car tonight, and I'm sitting in the booth. Going to be here broadcasting this from a different perspective than what I normally do. Basically, it's going to kind of treat it just like if it was a broadcast that you would see on Fox Sports, which just happens to have that logo and the little overlay I'm using in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. But basically, yeah. Again, going to be broadcasting tonight, and alongside, who's actually going to be the main voice you are going to hear tonight on this broadcast, is Mr. Ryan Daniels. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you doing tonight, buddy?
Well, kind of threw this together in an hour. Gonna definitely keep messing with it to try and get a little better, because who knows, I might want to start doing this broadcast stuff.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, well, regardless, I appreciate you setting this up on such short notice to help us out at the Iron Thunder Racing League. I myself as well hopped out of the car. I am usually in the number 28 Dynaco machine. But for tonight, I have joined you up in the booth, and right now we're just kind of coasting our way through qualifying. We have about another minute and 30 seconds left on that.
Oh yeah, and the nice thing about this track is, again, this is my local track in real life. I live about an hour away from Fontana. Love going to this track. It's wide, it's grippy. These Xfinity Series cars are going to be, very tight off of that turn 2 and turn 4 corner. But also, to bring in some special information, tonight, guys, is a sponsored race. It's for an organization out here in Southern California called Hope for Paws. They are a pet rescue organization, which is very, very close to my heart. Anybody that has ever watched the broadcast or seen most cars I run, it's usually a Hope for Paws theme. It's just, again, something near and dear to my heart. I am a big advocate for pet rescue, so I started running their theme, and the owner of the league, Sawyer Odd, asked if I wanted to sponsor a race tonight. I said sure. I wanted to do it at my track, my home track. And again, it's a pleasure to be broadcasting this again from a different perspective tonight, which will be kind of different. But I'm definitely looking forward to a good race tonight. We got, how many laps are we doing tonight? I'm not even I gotta figure out all these buttons and what we're doing. Oh, that is the wrong button.
Well, we will figure it out as we go along. As everybody watching at home, we will make it aware that this is, very last minute, so we are doing the best we can. As far as the laps for tonight, we have 75 laps, and let me see here. I was given a message earlier for our stages and whatnot, so let me see if I can find that.
Will be very, very important. By the way,
Yes.
qualifying is now done while you are looking up that information. Looks like, hopefully this all works, like I said. And I need to get in there and mute the channel so I can, well, I'll just hear people talking. So hopefully that I am doing correctly. But again,
stages are 22 and 45.
There we go. You heard it from Sawyer himself. And again, I have no idea.
Anyway, guys, I want to thank you all for coming out.
We're going to change something real quick so I don't hear them.
Final four. We got 8 drivers still alive. So just, give those guys a little bit of room and respect. Let them race it out for it. And nobody's locked in right now, of course. So Jeff won the last week. Team championship is only separated by 16 points between JCOM and Coyote.
Oh, so let me mute him. Oh well, people are just gonna hear him talk. Nothing I can do about it. Anyways, so let's see if we can figure this out here, because again, guys, thank you for being patient with me while I figure all of this stuff out, because again, I am new to it all. I have no idea what I'm doing. See, and I even hit the wrong button right there. This is gonna be awesome.
Okay, well, I just got the stages. For everybody watching at home, I do apologize. I'm doing the best I can on such short notice. With Matt and I both are doing the best we can. The stages will be 22 and 45.
22 and 45 sounds like a good number.
Yes, sir.
And again,
so at completion of lap 22 and laps 45.
Oh, at the completion. There we go.
That is my understanding of the rule. So.
Oh, well, I wish I could properly look at the right grid here, but we're going to keep figuring it out here. There we go. Try and figure some of this out a little bit better for y'all.
All right. Well, we do have the grid rolling off. While my colleague here, Matt Welsenbach, is getting that working, I will just read off the starting grid. Starting on the pole tonight is Dave Matson in the number 09 machine. To his outside on the front row, Chase Driver, Chris Gale in the number 5. Row 2 is going to consist of the 03 of Kevin Hash and also a chase driver, the number 69 in the Hope for Paws Camaro, Aiden Young. Row 3 is going to be the number 25 of Jeff Figlin and the number 34 of Thunderdome. Row number 4 is going to be the number 1 of Artie Peterson Jr. and the 39 in the Sirius XM Ford, also a chase driver, Zach Kreiser. Row number 5 will be the 35 of Sawyer Ott, who is also a chase driver, and the 7 of Aaron Carpentieri starts his outside in the number 7 machine. Behind them in row number 6 is going to be Stormy Coe in the number 20 machine and Will Morris III. Row number... I'm dumb. I'm sorry. Row number 7 is going to be Iron Eagle and Matt Cherry. Row 8 will be Dustin Majewski and Patrick Langley. Behind them, we have Dylan Hale and Jonathan Brissup, Jason Raudenbush, Paul Smith, and that will round out the field.
Well, it looks like pace car is about to dive in here. We're going to still, like I said, try and figure all this stuff out as best I can, guys. I appreciate everyone tuning in. We're trying something different. Here we go. We're going green. 75 laps here at Auto Club, Southern California. Here we go. Aiden, Ryan, it's all yours.
All right, well, as we go off into turn number 1, we've got the 09 classic to the high side, already looking 3 wide. Kevin Hash and the 03 is going to come to the bottom to the inside of the 5 of Chris Gale. The 25 is going to follow in line behind the 03, and the 09 of Dave Matson pulls out to the lead with his teammate, the number 03, right behind him. Behind them, they are side by side, the 25 and 5. The 69 looks to the inside of the 5 going into turn number 3. And at the completion of lap 1, it's going to be the battle for the lead. The 09 of Dave Matson looks like he's going to have it coming out of turn 4, going to lead this first lap to get those all-important points for leading a lap, taking those away from any fellow chase drivers that are going to want it. Those drivers tonight, ladies and gentlemen, are going to be indicated by the yellow banner on the windshield and the yellow on the spoilers as well. There are 8 drivers vying to get into this race for the championship. Trying to take a look back to the field and see some of the other action going on, just to update everybody on what is going on. Will Rogers, the 3rd in the 18, looks 3 wide back to the pack to the inside of it. Looks like the 17 machine of Dylan Hale, still 2 wide with the 77 of Patrick Langley. This is deep in the field, back around the 13th, 14th position. But the chase drivers for this evening that are all battling to make it to the Final 4 going into next week at Atlanta are Aaron Carpentieri, Zach Kreiser, Chris Gale, Sawyer Ott, Aiden Young, Will Morris, Patrick Langley, and Matt Cherry.
Well, so far we're 3 laps in. It's everyone's kind of, I think, spread out a little bit. We definitely got some side-by-side race in the 77. Looks like, yeah, the 77 Toyota Camry side-by-side with, I want to say that's the 7. I think you said that's Aaron Carpentry. Definitely good battle going on there. Again, more chase drivers. You can tell by that yellow banner on the front of their windshield and their yellow spoiler.
Yes, sir, and as you mentioned, the battle right now is, actually, we have a battle up front, the 03 looking to the inside of the 09. Again, those two are teammates for the Ponderosa Outlaws. Those guys looking to battle up front, trying to decide which one of those two are going to lead this race. Dave Matson still holds the lead. Behind them, the top-running chase driver, Aiden Young, in the number 69 for Jaeger Racing, and the Hope for Paws Camaro is looking pretty strong. He started in the 4th spot, moved up a position so far. Behind them, though, one of the bigger movers so far is Sawyer Ott in the 35. He is started in the 9th position, is up to 6th, battling side by side with the 25 of Jeff Figlin. I'm sorry, that was the 5 car of Chris Gale battling with Jeff Figlin. Sawyer Ott has fallen behind both of these drivers now, falling back to the 6th position. Yes, I know. I see your dilemma.
Oh, and I just realized I have something completely on the screen that shouldn't be there. We'll figure it all out, guys. We have 70.
All right, man.
Oh, caution is out.
Have a caution. I'm trying to find the accident right now. Looks like the 17 of Dylan Hale got turned around.
Well, let's hope that this works.
It did. I just saw it.
Oh, that little
All
instant
right.
replay button.
Oh, okay. So right here, ladies and gentlemen, if we are unable to get the replay to work, it looks like some minor contact, bump draft gone wrong between the 18 of Will Morris III into the back of the 17 of Dylan Hale, spins it through the grass, gets it back on the track. No other contact with any other cars, and every other driver in the field did a superb job to miss the spinning 17, who just out of control came back up on the racetrack. Looking good right now, though. It'll be interesting to see who all comes to the pit lane as the field gets ready to catch up to the pace car, which is just sitting out of the exit of turn number 2.
See if we can find that pace car. See everyone catch up to it here.
The one thing I neglected to get, ladies and gentlemen, and this is just a personal issue, was a glass of water, because I have not been a commentator for any type of racing in, about a year and a half. So this is going to be an experience for me.
Hey, you're doing great, Ryan. You're doing great.
Thank you very much. So we sit here, ladies and gentlemen, with 7 laps in already, just to update everybody on the situation for all of the chase drivers. Again, the highest running one right now, behind our leader, David Matson, is still the 03 of Kevin Hatch in second. The highest running chase driver right now is still the 69 of Aiden Young in third. Right behind him is the 5 of Chris Gale. The next highest one is Sawyer Ott, currently running in the 6th position. The 39 of Zach Kreiser runs 8th. Aaron Carpentieri runs in the top 10 there in the last position in 10th spot. The 77 of Patrick Langley, currently running in 12th. Will Morris 3rd, running in the 13th position. And I am trying to find Matt Cherry, who I know I just saw.
Let's see. Matt Cherry is in 15th, it looks like. He is also on pit road, pulling into his pit stall right now. We're going to watch the 48, see what he does here.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that call. I didn't recognize he was in the Napa machine. That was my fault. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen.
It's okay. I hit
the new schemes tonight.
I hit a button that I think is going to help me pick drivers a lot easier. I still had the qualifying grid up. Whoopsie.
It's okay. We're figuring it out. To be fair, it could be worse.
It could be worse. I agree with you on that.
And so, as these drivers exit the pit lane, the 03 of Kevin Hash looks like he's going to win the race off of pit road, followed by that 48 of Matt Cherry, who looks to have pretty much just taken 2 tires, must have, because he leaped his way up through the field there. Matt, he started in the 14th position, was running 15th, and now is going to find himself in 3rd on the restart. The 92 of Jonathan Grissop has stayed out on this caution to lead a lap. It'll be interesting to see if he either chooses to stay out completely or if he is going to, in fact, come to pit road this time.
I have a feeling, if personal experience at this track, if he's wanting to get that lap led, sure, go ahead and do it. But even only running 7 laps green, 6 or 7 laps green here, definitely want to come in for those tires. But it looks like he is going to stay out and definitely assume the lead on this restart here.
Yeah, certainly. We're going to have to see here. Looks like we are still going to be at least 2 to green. Do we want to try to bring somebody up and try to have a quick conversation with them?
Let's wait until the next caution just to be on the safe side, unless you're wanting to, but I leave that on you. You're controlling this thing.
No, if we're wanting to just play it safe, and I totally agree, that's probably the smart idea. We can, but that is the full intent, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching this stream and want us to talk to a driver, please tell us in the chat. Let us know who you'd like us to pull up. We will certainly do that and interact with people in the chat and whatnot. We always look for feedback and just want to get to know some of the ITRL fans out there. Again, tonight we are in the midst of the 75 lap Hope for Paws 150 in the Iron Thunder Racing League, and this is Ryan Daniels in the Ender's World TV booth with my producer and colleague Matt Welsenbach, who is up here flipping the switches for the cameras and everything else. And this is the first attempt we've ever done at this, so bear with us. And we thank everybody for their time and their patience with us in the early stages of this event, and we hope everybody's enjoying the stream so far.
And yes, everyone watching, thank you for bearing with us. This is the first time I've ever done something like this, so obviously there's going to be a little rusty clicking here and there, figuring out new tools and stuff, but if it's something I like, it's definitely something I want to try and continue, and who knows? Maybe carry it over to do a little more full time here. But it looks like the 92 is going to surrender that lead and come on down to pit road.
Yeah, for sure. And I realized, I think, why he wasn't able to get the lap led when the field first came by on that first lap. So it looks like he is going to take the initiative to now come in. We do get the signal for 1 to green from the pace car. The lights will be off. And it looks like, for some reason, I don't know if I'm maybe lagging a bit or whatnot, but I thought for sure that the 48 of Matt Cherry had come out of pit road second, but it looks like they're going to line up with Kevin Hash assuming the lead now over the 09, who was the leader going into the caution, excuse me, with the 48 now slotted in the 3rd position.
Yes, I can look at the pit stop summary, and it does look like Cherry did exit pit road in 3rd, so it is shown correctly. Just confused us there for a few laps.
Yes, I apologize for that. It must be a error on my part with my PC. I was having a little bit of lag before the stream, just trying to get all of my settings the way they used to be back when I used to do this full time. So I apologize if I make a accidental call or something like that as far as positions go. It's just a little bit of a laggy server with my older PC. So, but we are heading into turn 3 here, getting ready for the restart. We do again have all these guys up here, and the important thing to remember, Matt, obviously, as you and I know, because we've been in this position before, that 48, where he's going to be looking to do, 2 tires or not, is lead a lap here on this restart. He is pretty much in a must-win situation in this race to try to make it into the chase, so leading a lap and getting some bonus points would certainly help his cause.
Oh, of course, that would be fantastic. It would be helpful for him, but pace car is off. Here you go.
Yep, pace car is off. The green flag is out. The 03 of Kevin Hash gets a good restart, a good jump on the field. He's going to get a little bit of a stretch lead there, and he is finally going to lead a lap tonight. The battle is going to be side by side going into turn 3. The 87 of Iron Eagle side by side with the 48 of Matt Cherry. Behind them, the entire field starts to try to figure out position. As further back in the pack, we have some drivers to the right, and we have a spin. The 18 is in the wall. It looks like the 17 is involved in that. I'm going to call that incidental contact.
Yeah, that was definitely some nasty thing. I'm going to hit a button here and hope that it works properly. We're going to hope here. We're going to hope.
Oh, the 17 just got bad loose on the apron and just came up and collected the 18.
And that button did not work. We're going to keep trying this, everyone, to see if I can figure this out here. Because I definitely do want to show some replays and stuff, because that kind of stuff is pretty spectacular. Okay, we're going to hit that button again. Here we go. We're going to watch the restart. I figured it out, kind of. So we're going to watch a restart from, who did you say, the 17?
Yep, the 17 and 18 making contact. They were involved in the first accident. This time, it looks like the 17 got on the apron, got loose, and just came up and collected the 18.
All right, we're going to see and see how this goes here. Oh, yeah, 17 looks like he just got loose and collected that 18 car. And I think that 18 is a chase driver also.
Yes, it is. Definitely not what the 18 needed tonight.
One more look at that here. Yep, 17 just got on that apron and overcorrected. And unfortunately, that 18 was in the wrong spot at the wrong time.
Yeah, for sure. And the 18, as we mentioned, is not going to be, I'm sure he's not going to be pleased with that whatsoever. Not that we're saying it's intentional or anything. It's just wrong place, wrong time, for sure. But the 18, obviously being a chase driver, could not afford to have something like this happen this early.
Yeah, unfortunately on lap 12 for that to happen, or lap 13. But if I'm correct, he should have that nice new car. He can pull, his crew can pull out of the hauler real quick and, you know, switch out his wheel and seat and everything, and hopefully get himself a new vehicle.
Yeah, we're looking right now to see, and yes, he does use what is in iRacing terms the fast pair, or as we like to call it, the backup car, is going to come off the hauler for the 18 machine, that Darth Vader machine coming out here, and Will Morris is going to get a second chance at life, it looks like, trying to make up what is for him a 13-point deficit outside of the cut line for the chase. The way that looks right now, just for anybody watching at home who is interested, The number 7 of Aaron Carpentieri has a 23-point advantage, tied with Zach Kreiser over the cut line, so they are essentially safe. As long as nothing happens to the number 7 and 39, they should be able to just point their way into the final round going into Atlanta. Chris Gale has a 15-point advantage over everybody in the 3rd spot in points right now, and in 4th is Sawyer Ott with an 11-point advantage. 11 points behind Sawyer Ott, behind the cut line, is Aiden Young, who is going to have to really get some stage points and lead some laps tonight if he has any hopes to make it. Same situation with the 18, so in this situation, that's really going to hurt his cause. And behind them, in basically a must-win situation for both drivers, is the 77 and the 48 of Matt Cherry. They are enough points behind to where they are going to definitely need stage points and need some luck if they hope to make it into the championship round.
Yeah, and at this track, anything can happen. That's the thing. California, it's one of the oldest surfaces in the NASCAR circuit that has never been repaved since it opened. I want to say, geez, when did this track open? I should know this. It's not going to say on the track info sheet, but it opened, I want to say, mid-90s. And it has never been repaved. It is a concrete asphalt surface. It's got bumps. As you can see from the suspension cam right here, the right front suspension cam on the 03 machine, you can see all the lines. You can see the patches they've made. This track is bumpy down the backstretch, but it's fun. This track, you can sail that car into the corners. Obviously, what you saw with the 17 in that caution, he sailed it into the corner a little too much and got onto that white line on the bottom of the corner there. Just kicked his back end out loose. He tried to correct it, and unfortunately did slam up into that 18 car. But again, it is a fun track. Hopefully we see a little green flag racing here, because green flag racing here is awesome. You'll see cars making some moves in the corners because, again, there's enough room here. They can go 3, 4, even 5 wide if they want to.
Yeah, and 5 wide here is certainly going to be interesting to see if it happens. It would be rather unwise early in this race, I would say personally, to do that. But I should also mention we are coming to lap 15 right now, and it looks like, let me check the pace car. Yes, it is 1 to green, so we are going to restart on lap 16, and it looks like it's going to be about 6 laps before the end of the stage, with them ending, as we said before, the end of stage 1 is lap 22, the end of stage number 1 is lap 22, the end of stage number 2 is going to be lap 45, and then it will be the 30-lap sprint to the finish.
Yeah, like you said earlier, with the points battle, with the chase going on, there's definitely going to be some drivers that are definitely going to need to get themselves in that top 10 to score those needed points. You mentioned Aiden Young, Cherry, Langley, so and that 18 now is going to really have to work to get himself into the top 10, because I know he's going to need those points. So it's really anybody's game. We're lap 15, come to 16. We do have that that caution coming out soon for the stage, but otherwise, been pretty exciting so far. You know, we did get some side-by-side battles, and unfortunately we have had 2 cautions for, looks like it's going to be 7 laps, and hopefully, like I said, we go green until that stage ending here.
Yes, absolutely. And right now, also to put that in perspective for the 18, he has the 48 running in 3rd, the 5 car running in the 5th position. Row number 3 is comprised of the 69 and 35, and all of these drivers are all ones near that cut line, so it is going to be harder and harder for that 18 to make it if he cannot make up some spots soon. But the pace car looks low. They're diving in. Looks like we're getting ready to go green here. And the green flag is out. The 03 of Kevin Hash gets a good restart again. Right behind him, Matt Cherry on those 2 tires. Looks like he did not get quite the restart he wanted, or perhaps that was just how good a launch the 03 was able to get. Iron Eagle on the 87, in the 87 there, looking on the outside, trying to get past Matt Cherry for that 3rd spot. Behind them, it's a tight battle between the 5 and 35. It's the 69 now looks to the inside of Sawyer Ott as they head down the back straightaway. Further back in the pack, I'm taking a look. We're 3 wide back here. The 34 to the inside of the 30 and the 39. A lot of 30s right around there. Really tight battle back here. Zach Kreiser running in the 12th position. Just in front of him, he's got the 30. Oh, and the 25 of Jeff Bigham gets in the wall. The 30 and him make contact. Paul Smith also as well. The 30 car of Dustin Majewski was the one that got into the back of the of the 25 of Jeff Figlin. Looks like all of them are going to escape with some of them more significant damage than other, but all cosmetic it looks like. And right there, that is one of those things, Matt, where that could have gone either way, and all those drivers did a really good job to hang on and not wreck any of those cars any further.
Yeah, it definitely does suck for, some of the drivers that got into that. I know Figlin got up into the wall, and just the problem is it's very difficult to get off that wall once you're in it. There's unfortunately nothing that could, he could really do there. He did the right thing. He held it up on the wall and did a great job there. And unfortunately, there were some guys that were just coming off that corner that were had nowhere to go. They had no options, so they all kind of bundled up, and hopefully those guys can just maintain that until they get to that mandatory stage caution here, and then they can go ahead and get those cars fixed.
Yeah, absolutely. And while we were talking there, we did have a change for the lead. The 09 of Dave Matson is going to reassume the lead over the 03 of Kevin Hash. It was a good battle there as they came out of turn 4. The 09 just going to the bottom and working that bottom lane, that apron there on the front straightaway to make that pass work. And we look further back right now. The battle is for the third position, the 5 of Chris Gale inside the 87 of Iron Eagle. Behind them, the 69 of Aiden Young, all over the back bumper of the 5 of Chris Gale with Patrick Langley in the 77, who, again, as we mentioned, is in basically a must-win situation, doing all he can right now to get by all these other chase drivers. He's got 3 in front of him, all of which are above him in points, and it would do him wonders if he could be the highest running chase driver at the end of this stage. Right now, we're coming to 3 to go in the stage. Speaking of stage drivers as well, behind them, the 39 and the 39 is Zach Chrysler, the 7 of Aaron Carpenteri, also catching this group, a large group here from from third place back to about the back of the top 10. All these guys running right together, and I believe all of the chase drivers are now in that group outside of the 18 of Will Morris III. So all of the chase drivers currently running in the top 10 looks like they're going to be able to get some stage points out of this for sure. It's just going to be about who is where at the end of this stage. The 69 is going to now move up into the 4th position as he's trying to run down Matt Cherry. We're coming to 2 to go in the stage this time. The battle is just so tightly contested right here. As you can see, Matt, I'm sure on the stream, everybody from about 4th all the way back are all right together, and the 03 got into the wall off the turn 4.
It looks like the 03 and the 87 got into the wall a little bit.
Yes, they did.
He held it up there. 87, that's Iron Eagle, for anybody that doesn't know. That is also Raymond Rittenauer. I just broke his secret, but that's Raymond Rittenauer.
I'm glad you did that because I totally forgot. I'm sorry, Ray.
I've been racing with him for years and stuff. That's unlike him to get caught up in the wall, but he did the right thing. He held it up there and was able to continue it. Didn't really cause any additional damage to anybody else. I know he's definitely hurt, but he did not involve anybody else in that. Good job there for holding that up in the wall.
Yeah, absolutely. A very smart move by a very smart driver there to do the right thing and get up out of the way, not to affect the battle up front. We are on the final lap of this stage right now. The leader is still the 09 of Dave Matson. Slotted second is Matt Cherry, or Dave Matson rather. I'm sorry, Dave Matson, your leader. Second is Matt Cherry. Aiden Young in third. Chris Gale in fourth. Kevin Hash, even with that damage, trying to hang on for the fifth position rather, and behind him with a very damaged front end is the 35 of Sawyer Ott. Behind them, they are stacking up. The 77 of Patrick Langley. Oh, big crash out of turn 4. The 39 and the 7 are involved. The 77 is going to spin to pit lane. The caution is not going to fly up until these drivers pass the pit lane, and that's what happens when you're battling for stage points. All these guys getting aggressive out of turn 4, and a few drivers there getting caught up. Just all racing very, very hard.
We're going to see again if this works now. That did not work. Come on. Let's show this right. Bear with me, everyone watching. Still trying to get used to it. I definitely want to try and figure out how to load that replay, because that was some pretty gnarly stuff there, and it is not wanting to work for me. I am hitting that replay button, and it is doing nothing, and I'm not happy about that. But we do show the 77 rolling off the pit road there. He probably just stopped it, you know. Probably going to incur the penalty for that, but we'll get, I'm sure, it cleared for, you know, speeding down pit road, had nowhere to go, but I think he did make a stop, which I don't know, they'll have to figure out what has to happen with that.
Yeah, I would have to go back and take a look. I was not able to see that. What I do know right now is the field catches the end, catches up to the pace car, which is in the middle of the back straightaway. Your stage 1 winner is going to be the 09 of Dave Matson. Behind him in second is Matt Cherry doing wonders for his cause to try to continue further into this hunt, as well as the 69 of Aiden Young going to be in third. Chris Gale in fourth. Sawyer Ott slots in the 5th position. In the my iRacing is all messed up. I apologize.
It's okay. You said Sawyer out in 5th. We got Thunderdome, who I completely...
Yes, in 6th position. Behind him is Artie Peterson. Stormy Coe in 8th. Kevin Hash falls back to 9th after the contact with the wall. And rounding out the top 10, we talked about it, Will Morris III, able to get one of those crucial stage points when others got together to not bring out the caution, but just made contact coming out of turn 4 right before the end of the stage.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was unfortunate to kind of bring the stage to an end there, but looks, from what I could see, it looks like the drivers managed to not involve everybody. I think only 1 or 3, maybe 2 drivers were involved in that, unfortunately. But, you know, they kept it going, and we're just going to see what everyone decides to do here on pit road.
Yes, while they are down pit road, I'm going back and taking a look at the accident just so I can give people a better idea of what happened. The 39 of Zach Kreiser got a really good run in the center of 3 and 4 and just made slight contact with the back of the 77 and was pushing him up as the 03 of Kevin Hash got into the wall. With the 77 getting such a run, I don't think he would have gone into the wall if the 03 wasn't there. It was just wrong place, wrong time. The 77 makes contact, the 39 runs hard into the back of the 03 of Kevin Hash, and the 7 car with Aaron Carpentieri just nowhere to go. But no one else involved in that accident. The 7 and the 77 were able to spin down pit road and keep it going, and the 39 of Zach Kreiser actually stayed out here and was able to get the lead for a moment. I obviously assume he's going to come in here and get that damage repaired on the 39 machine, but at least he was able to do himself at least one favor and get that extra point for leading a lap.
Yeah, I'm sure he definitely needed that. And a side note real quick, Norn, thank you for that 2nd month subscription. Much appreciated. Doing something a little different tonight, broadcasting a race instead of driving in a race. Had somebody unfortunately couldn't do it, so I'm trying something new here tonight. Still trying to work out the kinks. There are many kinks, but again, thank you for that 2-month in a row subscription. In case anybody's watching, you didn't see a visual for it, but you heard Darth Vader breathe. That's my subscription alert. So again, Norn, thank ya.
And while we are sitting here, we still look to be 2 to green. I am going to pull up Dave Matson here real quick for just to get an interview with our Stage 1 winner.
Do it.
Dave Matson.
That is,
Dave Matson, this is Ryan Daniels in the Enders TV booth. Do you have a copy?
sir.
Well, we saw you dominating out in front there, man, at the all of Stage 1, able to lead a bunch of laps there and get the stage win. How's that number 09 AMS Oil machine handling for you tonight?
Well, the AMSOIL Chevy's doing really good. We're just trying to take our time, take care of the car, and if we lead laps, we lead laps. Well, we were following Kevin there for a little while, and I wasn't really going to try to pass him, but the car just kind of sucked up and we got by him, and so more laps led.
Yeah, for sure. We saw the battle up there. You guys were having a heck of one up there, and it looked like the 03 just got really, really tight. Looks like everybody's kind of battling that tight condition out there tonight. Would you say that that would be a correct assessment of the racing surface up at the particular moment?
Yeah, it's a little bit tight, but I mean, it kind of, it's fast, but it's tight. You just got to be able to roll the center the way you need to, and then the car just rotates on its own. So if you just let it rotate, let it do its job, you're fine.
All right, well, we thank you for your time. We wish you the best of luck for the remainder of the race, and we hope to get to the opportunity to speak with you at the end of stage number 2, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, that was the 09 of Dave Matson there, your Stage 1 winner. He is going to restart second here as the pace car takes the field into turn number 1. Right now, Matt Cherry is going to assume the lead. Looks like Matt Cherry doing everything he's needing to set out to do tonight to try to make his way into the Final Four. Again, in one of those situations almost where it's a must-win, so he's got to get out here and lead laps, and that's exactly what Matt Cherry looks like he has in mind. Behind him in row 2 is going to be the 69 of Aiden Young, Chris Galen, the number 5 to his outside, and rounding out row 3 is going to be Aaron Carpenteri and Thunderdome in the number 34.
Actually, it's Artie Peterson.
Artie Peterson.
And
Again, I'm
34.
sorry. My thing is not updated.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm still trying to figure out who Thunderdome is.
I feel bad. I apologize if I don't know your name in this league. I'm not that versed with all the nicknames.
Hey, we're doing our best, Ryan. For what we were given tonight, we're doing our best. And that's all that matters.
Considering we threw this up in 45 minutes, yes, we're doing, I think it's going quite well. And I hope everybody at home who is watching is enjoying the race here. As we do get ready for the restart, Matt, the pace car is going to pull off, and I'll let you take it on the restart.
All right, well, looks like here Matt Cherry dropping that hammer on the low line. Gonna try and get a run to the line. Definitely got a good restart there on the 09 and the 69. He's probably going to swerve up a little bit to that wall. The preferred line here is to really enter high into the corner and then just arc that puppy down. But it looks like, yeah, the 48's definitely going to continue to lead off of turn 4. The 09 is going to do everything he can to get by him here on the backstretch going into turn 3. It's then you got close battle for third between the 69, the 5. Those top 4 right now are pretty much under a blanket. Looks like the 48's going to get a little tight off the corner. The 09's definitely going to take the advantage, get that run. Not going to lead the lap, but should hopefully have that preferred line going into turn 1.
Yeah, for sure. The 48 was able to lead that lap, and that is, again, going to help him out. Behind them, the 69 looking to kind of push it 3 wide here. Aiden Young looking to the middle as they go down the back straightaway. Going to fall in line behind the 09 machine. Now again, going to go back to the middle. Behind him, we have the 5 Chris Gale, who's looking for just a hole to open up. Behind them, Artie Peterson Jr. running in the 5th spot in that number 1 machine, giving it a good run tonight. And behind them, the 34 of Thunderdome and the Ford Motorcraft machine, and behind them it's a wad back here with the 8th place on back. Will Morris third, working his way. We said he got that all crucial point, that last stage with the accident that happened, being able to get himself that 1 stage point. Now looking for Morris. He's running in the 7th position here as they go through turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's a fantastic rebound for Morris, because he got, the bad end of that 17 car, I think it was, getting a little loose there. Just, a racing deal, wasn't bad. It could have been a lot worse, but yeah, Morris definitely needing that extra point there, and he got definitely lucky there to get the 10th spot at that at that stage, but putting on a fantastic show, currently running 7th.
For sure, and one guy who has not been able to rebound since the restart from that initial, or from the accident at the end of stage number 1 is the 39 of Zach Kreiser. He currently finds himself slotted in the 20th position. Zach does have a pretty good cushion back to the rest of the field, but not if they are scoring stage points. So Zach has got to hope that he's still got his fast repair as he actually gets on the apron there in turn 1 and 2. And we have a stack up out of turn 2. I wasn't able to see all the cars involved, but a good save by the number 2 of Jason Raudenbush. I didn't see who he made contact with. It might have been the 18 of Will Morris, who has lost a number of Patrick Langley, who has lost a number of positions here, and the 35 of Jeff Figlin, as we're talking about the 77 running side by side with him. Jeff Figlin gets him the wall out of turn 4. Looks like everybody able to rebound from that small checkup we had there, but right now, as I was initially mentioning, the 39 is going to need something to go his way. If he does not have his fast repair, or it was used up by accident on pit road, that 39 is going to have a really hard struggle to make it into the Final 4 tonight. All the while, up at the front, I missed the battle, and I apologize. Matt Cherry has now fallen back to the 4th position. Artie Peterson Jr. has made the pass up to 3rd rather. And the battle for the lead right now is the 09 of Dave Matson being followed closely behind by the 69 of Aiden Young. Another one of those guys, 11 points back, doing everything he can right now to put himself in front of the rest of the chasers, trying to get himself one of them all-crucial points to lead a lap and hopefully try to get himself a stage win here, as we're coming to what's going to be just about 12 laps to go before the end of the stage.
Yes, and to go back on the 39, I am pretty certain he is saving that quick repair because he does not want to use it at this point, and if he has that chance to just save it and hang on to that thing, it'll definitely become a needed option in the final stage. But real quick, we do have looks like the 69 of Aiden Young is definitely putting that pressure on the 09 of Matson for that lead. Aiden Young, fantastic racer. And he's always there at the end of these things. He gets it done.
Yeah, for sure. Aiden was very fast in practice, right up there with some of the fastest times on the track, showing it now as we get later and later into this race. That 69 just appears to be coming to him as the race progresses, getting a little bit better and better. Not quite yet, I think, where the 09 is at. Dave Matt's just been putting on a clinic so far today. But definitely showing he's got the speed in that 69 Hope for Paws Camaro, and Aiden Young's just doing all he can. I mean, that's all he can do right now. Even if second is all he had, that's the best thing he can do to try to put himself into this Final Four, just like everybody else is trying to do. Like you say, the 48 of Matt Cherry, he's still running in that fourth spot, trying to catch up to Artie Peterson. And how about, we talked about it, Will Morris III. He gets into an accident really, really early on lap 7, rebounding now up into the top 5 already. That 18 machine is on a rail right now, trying to get his way up to the top 3.
Yeah, he's definitely putting that Darth Vader-inspired paint scheme into a good position. He's, I want to say he's the third top-running chase driver right now, behind Aiden Young in second and Matt Cherry in fourth.
Yes, sir, and behind them we do have another chaser running in the 6th position is Chris Gale. Having a quiet night right now, just doing all he can. As we said, he's pretty much safe as far as I know. I'm checking the points right now, rather. I apologize. But, yes, Chris Gale has a 15-point advantage going into this week. So really, the biggest spots to watch, I would say, for tonight are if any of these chase drivers are able to win the race, they are going to lock themselves into that Final Four no matter what. If they do not, and it comes down to the points, we will do all we can at the end of the race to update you guys before the broadcast goes off the air, if possible. But right now, the biggest positions that could change are Aiden Young and Will Morris getting their way into the chase by being ahead of the 35 of Sawyer Ott, who again has that 11-point advantage and was able to earn some stage points in the first stage. But as of right now, Sawyer with that banged up number 35, and it would appear that he is going to probably have a similar strategy to Zach Kreiser and try to save his fast repair for later on, given that that number 35 is still running right now. Actually, just made the pass. Going to be up into the 8th position rather, and Sawyer having a good run in that number 35 JCOM machine. Sawyer Ott, obviously the owner here of the ITRL, and just putting in a strong run in that 35 Ford Mustang.
Yeah, it looks like he did just give up 8th position to the 34, so his car, does have that damage and stuff, but I know him and the 34 are teammates, so they could be working together just to get Sawyer some needed positions here to help him just limp that thing home to the next stage.
Absolutely. They're going to, obviously, any teammates that have a driver that's still in the chase right now, probably going to do all they can to help them out, or at least give them the opportunity to run well and try to put themselves into that Final Four, at least at this stage. Still early yet, obviously. I would assume that by the time we get down to the end of this thing, that's going to go out the window still. You're still racing for a win. You're still racing to, be the first one to the checkered flag. And just another point I want to make here, another guy who's having a quiet run back up through the field is the number 03 of Kevin Hash. He was involved in that accident at the end of stage number 1. Just kind of put his way back up into the 7th spot right now, trying to get back to the front. Another one of those guys, much like the 69 and a few others here that have worked their way to the front, I think is just getting better and better as this track rubbers in a little bit, adding that little bit of extra grip, maybe helping that number 03 machine.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. That's the thing is, I did some practice laps earlier today here, and lap 1, man, you think you're a rock star. You can pull that puppy down the corner, into the corners, sail off on the back stretch and the front stretch, and then basically lap 2 through like 8, you're tight, it wants to go right to the wall, but once you pass that, then it starts to get better again. Once the tires have gotten a little used to them, it really makes you get up on that wheel, makes you really, drive these cars around this humongous track. And that's when, I think the racing really gets good, is where you have some drivers that really have to work for it. And this is a track that makes you do it. And currently, Morris is putting the moves on the one of Artie Peterson for that 4th position.
Yes, he is. Will Morris third again, just moving his way up through the field. Another driver to keep an eye on, running back in the 14th spot right now, just made this pass for 13th, is the 77 of Patrick Langley. He is one of those drivers, as we mentioned, in a must-win situation with some damage to the front end of the 77. And right now, I don't know if he's already used his faster pair or not, because he did make contact, as we noted, at the end of stage 1. Hopefully, he does still have that faster pair, still waiting for him to be used at the in the final stage here. As we're coming to the line, it will be 3 laps to go to the end of the stage this time.
Yeah, glad to see this pretty much have a green feel to it. You got to see the cars spread out a little bit. You get to really see some good side-by-side racing. People chase each other down. So I'm sure these guys are definitely wanting to get that to that stage so they can come in, get some fresh rubber, get that fuel, and then make that run to the final checker flag here. Yeah,
absolutely. And as you just mentioned, Matt, made note to as well, all these guys doing a really good job on this run. Oh, and it looks like the 48 and the 69 are actually going to pit here, playing a little bit of fuel, or playing a little bit of strategy, looks like. I don't know if these guys are low on gas and have to come in before the end of the stage, or if this is going to be a strategy call to set them up for the beginning of the next stage. But very smart on the part of the 69 there to follow the 48, knowing that this is a guy you're battling for this race win to make it into the chase. A good, strong call there to follow the 48 into the pit lane.
Yeah, definitely. And oh, the 69 slides through his stall. That is not what he wanted.
Not at all, and he's still having trouble getting that car up on the jacks right now. Gonna lose some time, but as long as he doesn't lose a lap, he should be okay. Only gonna take 2 right side tires. A good audible by the 69 there to save himself some time, as the leaders are gonna catch up to him here. It's gonna be close. The question is anybody else gonna have to come in? We are coming to the white flag on the stage. Yes, we're coming to the white flag on the stage. Next time by. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Yes, unfortunately, the 69 looks like he is going to lose that lap there, but if all things work out, I mean, he probably did not want that. He probably wanted to get out there with that 48 and stay on the lead lap. But unless that 09 puts somebody else... Oh, here comes the 09. 09 to pit road.
They're all having to stop here at the end of the stage. It looks like the 69 is going to do the work and get himself unlapped. Gets by the 18 machine of Will Morris, who after the 09 of Dave Matson comes to pit lane. There are a number of other cars down there, but Will Morris stays out and right now is the leader at the end of the stage. He's battling... No, he's not actually. I thought he was battling with the 93 at the moment. His closest competition is Artie Peterson Jr. in the number 1 machine. How would that be for Will Morris III if he could come from the end of this, if he can hang on here with the gas and hope that this car is not going to run out here at the end of the stage? A good move by him to get all the way back to the front and be able to try to win this stage.
Oh, yeah, and looks like everyone else... Oh, he's out of gas, I think, but he is going to make the stage.
Oh,
that... He's going to win the stage, but that could pose a problem. If he can't get around this very long 2-mile racetrack, that could almost be detrimental for him. I mean, he's going to get the credit for the stage win, but we don't know what it's going to mean for him catching the pace car, and he's definitely going to lose the lead. He got the stage win, but he is going to lose that lead, I think.
For sure, and it looks like... I'm trying to see if the number 5 is in the same position. No, the 18 does appear to be out of gas. You are right. Either that or it's just huffing and puffing to try to stay running. But a good call regardless. It's going to be detrimental, the fact that he's going to have to come in right here and probably at least get a black flag for pitting early. But the 18 of Will Morris to come from where he was at the end of stage 1, being in that 10th spot to win stage number 2, a good move on his behalf, I would say, to do that, as others behind him are also out of gas. The 77 of Patrick Langley came across the line 3rd for that stage, Chris Galen 2nd, Paul Smith in 4th, Jeff Figlin in the 5th position, Artie Peterson 6th, Iron Eagle in 7th, Jason Rowdenbush 8th, Sawyer Ott in 9th, and Matt Cherry was able to rebound to the 10th position.
Yeah, so it looks like 18 is going to come in. I'm assuming that is going to incur some penalties for any of the drivers that did have to stop there because they ran those things dry. I mean, the 5's still coasting down pit road. Yeah, but what that's going to do is we thought it was going to be very detrimental to them, but that's going to move Matt Cherry and Aiden Young to the front row here.
Yes, still, as we mentioned, the 69, because the 09 of Dave Matson did have to pit, was able to unlap himself. So you're right, that is going to put the 69 on the front row with the 48 machine. The only thing that I think could be a question mark for both of those drivers, they did pit the earliest out of that group. How is the tire wear going to affect them moving forward?
Yes, and if you remember oh, they're coming to pit road. I was going to say that 69, I know he took 2 tires because he slid through his stall there on that green flag stop. But, yeah, if he had probably taken 4, he probably would have stayed out. But, unfortunately, it is what it is. You got the 93 Absolutely. Also on pit road, the 09, the 03. So it looks like everyone is going to pit. William Morris is back out on the track. I'm still not sure what that's going to do for whether he gets a black flag or not. But if not, then that would give him the lead.
Yeah, certainly. I believe that is going to be iRacing's call. I am trying. Yeah, it's definitely going to be iRacing's call on that one. I don't know if the admin are going to clear any penalties for that. I doubt it, just because obviously if you run yourself out of fuel and have to pit, that is not something that iRacing would falsely accuse you of. So
yes. What we should do real quick is, if you can, find Mr. Cherry and bring him on into the booth for a little quick interview. I know he might have that black flag, but still ask him how how that worked out for him and stuff.
Certainly, and I was actually going to bring up Will Morris, but unfortunately, he is not in our Discord.
Oh, I said Cherry, didn't I? I meant Will Morris. That is who I meant.
It is okay. But I can bring up Matt Cherry if you would like.
Well, you can bring up whomever you like. You have the power.
All right, let me take a look here. I'm trying to see who our leader is, actually.
And it does look like the 18 is being passed by drivers under caution here, so he probably did get that black flag for entering closed pit road, but still, the 18 did get the win on that stage.
And again, that is huge for his point situation here, and I was going to bring somebody up, but it looks like we're about to go 1 to green, so I think we're just going to have to wait on that. I do apologize for that. If the lights do not go off, then I will bring someone up, and it doesn't look like they are, so let me see. Who is our leader at the moment? Wow, it's still... Oh my goodness. Okay, so just to be clear, ladies and gentlemen, to put it in perspective what is happening, the 48 at the moment, after they've just crossed the line, is still the race leader. To his outside is the number 9 of Chad Keene, who started in the 23rd spot, now finds himself in 2nd. Aiden Young will be 3rd, and all of these drivers, the 17 of Dylan Hale, the 39 of Zach Kreiser, the 30 of Dustin Majewski, the 92 of Jonathan Grissop, and the 35 of Sawyer Ott, are all a lap down, but will get a wave around here to try to get back on the lead lap after being lapped whilst everybody was pitting. So, really quick, I am going to bring up the 48 of Matt Cherry before we get back to the restart and just see what his thoughts are as they head into what will be the final 35 laps of this race. Matt Cherry, this is Ryan Daniels in the Enders TV booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, man, you played a very interesting pit strategy there, and it couldn't have worked out any better for you. You find yourself in the lead here as we're coming to 1 to green, I would believe, to start our final stage. You think you have does the Napa 48 machine have what it takes to win this race?
Well, right now I think we got a top 2 car, but that's about it. If I didn't pit, I probably wouldn't have made it back.
Yeah, for sure. We saw a lot of the drivers run out of fuel there after the checkers came out, or after the green and white checkers came out for the end of stage 2. You playing that strategy certainly seems to appear to have worked for you. Anybody you want to thank here before we let you go and race it out here in the final 35 laps?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank my sponsors. Either way, if we don't make it to round of 4, I mean, we came a long ways. I mean, there at the beginning of the season, I was at like, I don't know, 30th in points, and I mean, we just came a long way.
Well, hats off to you, man. You're putting in an amazing run right now after starting in 14th to put yourself up front. We wish you luck and I said 35 laps, my mistake, the final 25 laps. We wish you luck the rest of the way, and we hope to get the opportunity to talk to you at the end of the race, man.
All right, I appreciate it.
No problem, man. Have a good rest of your night.
You too.
Thank you.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. I'm trying to put you back. I apologized. There you go. I did it the first time and it didn't want to work. Dumb Discord. Okay, so we're getting ready for the restart here. As we just noted, ladies and gentlemen, we were speaking to the driver of the 48 machine, Matt Cherry. He is going to be our leader on this restart, and it will be 25 laps to go here to the finish. Pace car is off. And the field gets a very even restart. The 9 of Chad Keene going to get a good run on the outside lane. He's actually going to beat the 48 to the start-finish line and lead a lap after starting 23rd tonight. Chad Keene gets up front there, and the battle is behind them. The 69 to the inside of the 09 of Dave Matson. Interesting to see the 09. We've seen him out in front all night long. Now he's caught in traffic. Will that play an effect to his handling, do you think, Matt?
I'm not too sure. You know, he has not been up front really most of the night, but due to the cautions there and the way the stage worked, he used some strategy to get a good stop there and come out with a decent position. But it looks like this lap, the 48 is going to hold the lead, but he's definitely got a battle with the 9, the 69, and the 09. Lots of 9s right there.
Yes, many 9s up in the front right now, but one of the 9s to keep an eye on, we mentioned it, the 48 needs, he said it himself, he knows that he has to win this race to make it into the round of 4 to try to win the championship after what he obviously self-admitted. A very rough start to the season for that 48, has put himself in position to win this race, but it is not going to be without a fight from the number 9 of Chad Keene, who's putting in a strong run, and the other chase driver up there in third, the 69 of Aiden Young, who's getting all kinds of pressure from the 09 of Dave Matson for that third position.
Oh yes, definitely. I mean, Aiden, what he needs to do now is just ride and let his tires come to him, you know, but the 9 right now is putting on a fantastic show, battling the 48 for that lead. Keene and Cherry, and the 09 slips in front of the 69 there, coming off of turn 2, but there's just a battle going on. I don't even know. There's 4 under a blanket.
Yeah, definitely, and I'm going back and taking a look. I do have some bad news for all of the Sawyer Ott fans out there. Either, I don't want to say that maybe he's playing a pit strategy of some kind, or just had an engine malfunction, but the 35, who was in a situation where he was almost safe over the 69 of Aiden Young and the 18 of Will Morris, now finds himself a lap down in the 19th position after having to come to the pit lane. I'm not sure what happened there, but Sawyer Ott is in a very detrimental position if he cannot find himself a caution here at the end of this race.
Yeah, that's going to be very unfortunate for Sawyer. I mean, who knows? He could have also pit to, you know, get the fuel enough to make it to the end. I mean, we won't know until we see really how it works out. You know, unfortunately, we don't have any pit reporters tonight, so they can't go and ask him.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's one of those situations where we're just going to have to speculate and wait and see. We hope the best for Sawyer, for sure. Definitely not the way you want to see somebody not make it right now, but as we mentioned, the battle to make it into the chase is essentially based on points between the 18, 69, and the
77, I think.
Well, yes, and the 35 of Sawyer is above that cut line. And the important thing to remember is here, the 18 won the stage last time. He was only 2 points behind the 69 of Aiden Young going into this race. he won the last stage and got max points just then. The 69 was unable to get any stage points after being in 11th spot at the end of stage 2. So the 69 is now almost in a must-win situation if he wants to have any chance of making it, as is, again, the 48, who is now getting all kinds of pressure from the 09 of Dave Matson behind them. The 69 is also going to make the pass on the 9. He's going to look to get to the inside of the 48 as well.
And it looks like the 09 is going to make that pass. The 69 looked like that 9 car blinked for a second. Might have a little hiccup in his connection. But it looks like they managed to work all that out and keep going straight, which is a good thing. But now the 48 is diving back under the 09. Matt Cherry is definitely not giving up that lead easy.
No, absolutely not. And another driver just coming off a pit lane is the 39 of Zach Kreiser, who did get that car fixed. I do wonder if you're right. Are these drivers going to be able to make it to the end of this stage? I understand that the first stage is 22 laps. The second one, 22 to 45. That's right around 20 lap range. They are going to have to go the farthest they've gone all night if they plan to make it. So the battle could be these drivers that have pitted early. Are they the ones to watch moving forward?
Very good point. Yeah, the 39, I think he might be able to milk that thing and get it home now that he pit. That might be a winning strategy, or at least top 5 strategy, and that would definitely keep him secured in the advance to the final 4 set of chase drivers here.
Absolutely, and the important thing to remember is, again, that battle there is going to be between him and the 35. The 35 needed to be ahead of Zach Kreiser to try to win this race if it comes down to fuel strategy, and the 39 does not have to pit. I do believe, as it runs right now, the cars that are a lap down are the number 20 of Pondo Co, who I do not believe has pit. The 34 of Thunderdome finds himself running in front of Aaron Carpenteri and in front of the 39. I do not know if he pit just yet, and if he has, because he is also a lap down, he would find himself the race leader, so that will also be the battle to watch. The first one a lap down could very well become the first tie leading as we come to the end. And we have a battle up front. I missed it. The 69 is going to take the lead from the 09 as they come out of turn 4. They are still side by side. The 48 is coming into pit because I think he's just realized what we have as well, that these guys need to get fuel.
Yeah, they're coming to, what, I think 15, coming 16 to go with 15 to go next lap by. So you're going to probably see a bunch of pit stops happening. It's going to be interesting to see if anybody takes a 2-tire gamble to try and get that track position. But there's still a lot of racing left. They're almost going to have to run a fuel run. I think with the current set in this series, they can only go about, what, 20 laps if so on a tank of fuel? So you can't really go that far. Like Aiden Young is going to keep staying out here and maintain that lead over the 09.
All right, and I just typed the thing into the race chat like a moron.
Well, luckily you can't see it here.
Yeah, I can't see it here, but I think every driver... Oh, well. Okay. Oh, well. Yee.
They're all going to hate you now.
Yeah, it is. I apologize, actually. I was trying to write that in Discord for myself so I could write down the proper terminology that I wanted. Splash and go. That's what I was going to say. I think people need to have a splash and go if you're going to win this race. And behind them, a hard battle between the 03 and the 9. The 03 of Kevin Hash got a little bit squirrely off the front end of the number 9 machine. Good position there, and it looks like all of these drivers starting to call out that they are going to have to come to the pit lane. The number 69 is still the leader. The question will be, Matt, if they can get down to lap 70, 71, and that caution flies, I don't know that they're going to have to pit, and the 69, I think, is going to be hoping that that occurs, because then he can just clutch it to the end of the race.
It's an interesting strategy, I will say that. I, as a driver here and stuff, knowing this track, a splash and go would not be a good thing. I'm just saying that because tires are very important to this track, with it being old and bumpy, and you just chew those puppies up, especially that left front. If anything, you want to do 2 tires, and maybe that would be a winning strategy, but I'd be really afraid of doing a splash and go for the fact that my car would not handle anymore. But currently, I'm only showing, I think, 8 cars on the lead lap. So there have definitely been a lot of drivers that have come down to pit road to try and get to that end of the race here.
Yes, absolutely. And I think the more and more you watch, you look at who has now found their way to the front. The 69 again out in front, knowing he has to win to make it into the final four. The 09 of Dave Matson, who's just had a dominant car tonight, and behind him, behind the 09, is his teammate Kevin Hash. So and behind them, the 9 of Chad Keene just came down the pit lane. So we've got 2 teammates running in the top 3 behind a driver who is in basically, again, a must-win situation to this point. And it will be interesting to see who is going to pit and when. We see them passing the 18 of Will Morris III, who has just come out of the pit lane as well. And Matt Cherry is the next car in front of the leaders here. And
69's coming to pit road.
Yep. Yes, sir, he is. And it caused a stack up. The 09 had to check up in front of, yes, he had this check up in front of the 18. And now it's going to be side by side with Dave Matson in the lead. The 18 trying to unlap himself on what I assume, as you said, is going to be at least a 2-tire stop. The 9 is spinning on the apron. He's going to save it. A good job by Chad Keene.
Great job for Chad Keene. Very unfortunate, though. He had a strong run going there. I'm not sure what that's going to do to him. Definitely check back on that. We still got Aiden Young, who's on pit road, the 03 pit, and right in front of him. They both came in together. Aiden Young did give up that lead to Dave Matson, who at the end of it is, my telemetry is correct. I'm guessing because the 69 is still sitting there, he sped on pit road entry. That is not going to be good for the 69 of Aiden Young, unfortunately.
No, it is not, and I think that's going to do it for him. Without a caution, he's set for so long now. He's lost all of that track position he had. Plus, he also took 4 tires to begin with, so that penalty did not incur until the 4-tire stop was completed. So he has lost a lot of time on pit road. And right now, again, as I'm looking up through the field, I am trying to figure out who is where now. As we look at, as far as the leaders go, I believe Matt Cherry is going to find himself as the new race leader, followed by Will Morris III in a faraway second with pressure from this 03 of Kevin Hash all behind him. Patrick Langley going to find himself in the 4th spot, and Jeff Figlin right behind him, as well as Aaron Carpentieri and Chris Gale.
Yeah, that definitely did not work out well for Matson to stay out that long. Looks like he's going to come out from basically battling for the lead there with the 69 and the 03, and I think he's going to come out and be 8th. So that, unfortunately, did not work out for the 09. But yes, Matt Cherry has definitely got a commanding lead right now. I want to say he's got a 4.5 second lead on Morris in the 18 car.
Yeah, that last time by, the interval was 4.41 seconds back to the 18 of Will Morris, who again is battling with the 03 of Kevin Hash, but he has put some distance between the 2 of them. And behind them, Patrick Langley with that beat-up number 77 finds himself in the 4th spot, with Jeff Figlin battling side by side with the 7 of Aaron Carpentieri for 5th and 6th. Chris Gale in 7th. No.
Yep, I'm showing Chris Gale in 7th. But it could be changing because they are all battling. And a quick update on the 69. Looks like after that pit stop penalty for speeding on pit road entry, he is going to come out and be running, I want to say, 15th, unfortunately. So that was very detrimental to his chances of winning the race and, unfortunately, probably advancing into the top 4.
Yeah, certainly. Without a caution at this point and him just trying to play some strategy, it is going to be an uphill battle. The 39 of Zach Kreiser, also right in front of him, appears to have some kind of a problem. He was very slow there on the exit of 2. They come down the back straightaway. The 39 and 69 get side by side. Up in front of them, the 30. Somebody we really haven't mentioned too much tonight, Dustin Majewski, finds himself in 12th on that beat-up Pittsburgh Steelers number 30 machine. But right now, he's knocking on the door, trying to hope that somebody in front of him stumbles or has some sort of a problem. He can get himself a top 10 out of this race, running in the 12th spot right now.
Yeah, I think with the 69 or the 39, I think he ended up getting a little piece of that wall because I know he used his repair, and I already saw some right side fender damage on his Sirius XM Jaeger Racing Ford Mustang, so that is not going to be good for him. But I think he's pretty secured in the points to still advance, just as long as he finishes this race out and doesn't DNF on the night. Looks like. Yep, he's just giving way, letting guys go by. He probably is just going to milk that thing home. We're coming, I think, 6 to go right now, so we got coming to 5 to go.
5 to go this time by. And right now, the interval has dropped up front to 48, now holding to a 3.4 second lead. Not quite enough yet by Will Morris to try to get up there and pass Matt Cherry, but it is still a strong battle as well. 4 seconds. If something happens, it'll be interesting to see. And at this point, if the caution comes out, that will end the race. So as we look through the field right now, the closest battle near the front is the 18 and 03 battling for that second position. And behind them, the 77, 09, the 7, 25, the 5 car, the 93, and the 9 are all battling from 4th through 10th, all within about a second of each other.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because I think you were saying that Matt Cherry, that 48, he needed to win. In order for him to advance, he had to win, correct?
Yes, sir. I believe it was a must-win situation for him, as the same for Will Morris as well. So both of these two putting themselves in a good spot. However, the important thing to remember is it was a 13-point differential between Sawyer Ott and Will Morris. So with Will Morris running in second place, he may very well point his way in based on stage points and everything else here tonight into the Final Four, and Matt Cherry is going to race his way into the Final Four.
But remember, what if Matt Cherry wins this race, that's going to knock out whoever was 4th in points. So it might be still feudal for Morris if he's battling Sawyer Ott currently for the 4th in points. What basically is going to happen is going to take the top 3 in points if Matt Cherry goes on to win this race. But Morris and Hash are closing on Cherry, so they're gaining, I want to say, a few tenths of a lap. But with us being on 3 to go, I just don't think it's going to be enough for them to catch Cherry.
No, neither do I. I completely agree with that one. Another battle to watch. An important thing to remember, despite the penalty, the 69 is on 4 tires. He is laying down some excellent lap times. He just made the pass for 11th, may be able to get into the top 10. Again, it's just going to be a futile effort, unfortunately, with that penalty. It's just not going to be enough, but you got to give Aiden Young props for trying at least, despite the fact that his championship hopes are all but over at this point. As we come down, we are now with just a couple laps to go, but there are cars on pit lane. It will be interesting to see, did some of these guys pit too early?
I don't know. That's going to be really interesting because I think it's been 14, 15 laps since Cherry. Maybe that's why Morris and Hash are kind of closing in on him a little bit. He could be clutching that car in the corner. And, who knows what's going to happen here. But we are coming, I think, to the white flag lap. So Cherry has made his bed. He's lying in it. He's going to see what happens here. Final lap.
Yes, absolutely. Here as they head into turn number 1, Matt Cherry, your leader, started 14th tonight, as we mentioned, in the must-win situation. Matt Cherry, the winner of played some interesting strategy stage number 2, put himself up front, played the pit strategy here in the final stage, and looks to me as, unless something happens here going through 3 and 4, he is going to do it. Matt Cherry, from that horrible start, as he mentioned, to the season, all the way from 30th in points, he is going to raise his way in to the championship 4. Matt Cherry wins at Auto Club.
And on top of that, he also won himself $20.
Yes, he did. He's going to win $20. Brought to you the sponsor tonight of the For Paws 150.
Me.
We will now just run down before we start getting ready to bring the drivers up here to get an interview. The winner, obviously, Matt Cherry in the number 48 Napa Auto Parts Mustang. Second place will be Will Morris, who put in a valiant effort. If he did, in fact, make the chase here, or make the Final Four, he put in a valiant effort to get there. Kevin Hash Rebounding after that accident to finish third. Dave Matson, the dominant car on the night, led the most laps tonight, was able to finish in the 4th position. Patrick Langley in 5th. Another great run. Started in 16th, finished in the top 5. Jeff Figlin's going to finish 6th. Chris Scalen in 7th. Aaron Carpentieri in 8th. Andy Kakalova in the number 93 after starting 24th is going to finish in the top 10. And as well as the number 9 of Chad Keaton, who started 23rd. He's going to finish in the 10th position. Aiden Young, after the penalty on that stop, is going to finish 11th. Jason Rodenbush in 12th. Dustin Majewski in 13th. Iron Eagle 14th. Dylan Hale in the 15th position. Jonathan Grissom in 16th. Zach Kreiser in 17th spot. Thunderdome in 18th. Artie Peterson Jr., after being up front all night long, is going to finish 19th position as well. Stormy Coe is going to end up in 20th. Paul Smith 21st, and finishing last on the night, and very well, most likely knocking himself out of the chase, unfortunately just due to bad luck, is going to be Sawyer Ott.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate for Sawyer. I know he definitely wanted to make that chase in the first season here at IRTL. So that is definitely very unfortunate for him, but hopefully he can hold his head up high. He put on a fantastic bunch of races this year, and I know he's going to keep pushing for it. He's not one to lay over and let people go. He's definitely going to still be going for those wins here as we enter the end of the season.
Absolutely, and I'm going to bring up our 3rd place finisher first, Kevin Hash, to get his thoughts on the night. Kevin Hash, this is Ryan Daniels in the Enders TV booth. Do you have a copy? Kevin Hash, this is Ryan Daniels in the Enders TV booth. Do you have a copy, my man?
Yes, sir.
Well, Kevin, you started 3rd and you finished 3rd tonight. We saw you get into the wall there at the end of the first stage, able to work the strategy and rebound to finish on the podium. How'd the night go for you, bud?
Well, other than smacking the wall, trying to play around too much with my teammate Matson out there, it went pretty smooth. Knew after I lost the track position it was going to be a bit of an uphill battle. There at the end, I was mainly trying to help old Will Morris run down Cherry. I thought if we hooked up together, I could get him up there close enough that way he could pull the win away, but sadly it didn't work.
Yeah, we definitely saw you there battling with Will Morris at the end there, as you mentioned, just trying to get closer and closer to the 48 there. Just an all-around good night for you and the rest of the Ponderosa Outlaws. We saw Dave Matson running up front. We saw we saw Stormy rather have some issues throughout the race. And let's just get your final thoughts here as you head into Atlanta next week. What is your expectations, I guess, for that event?
Yeah, we're just gonna go out and try to steal the W away from the championship contenders. It's gonna be a little bit of a hard one. Just depends what weather gets thrown at us. But I was really hoping I'd get Will Morris to win there. But oh well. But ought to be fun next week.
All right, well, we thank you for coming up here and talking with us. You were a one-time winner this week at Bristol Motor Speedway. I was there for that as one of your teammates for that event, so it was cool to see you there. Not able to have quite the luck in the chase, though, but we do look forward to seeing you next week in the finale. And again, congratulations on the podium. Is there anybody else you want to thank before we let you go for the night?
Just team owner Co, my sponsors, Austin's Collision Custom Paint, Woodlawn, Virginia. Jeff Figlin for the paint over at Motor City Graphics. You can give him some of the most vague requests and he can nail them spot on. But Co, Sawyer for putting the league on, you guys for broadcasting. Other than that, I think I covered everybody.
All right, well, again, we thank you for coming up here and talking with us. Congrats on the podium again, and we hope to catch up with you next week, man.
And 10-4, thank you.
No problem. All right, and I don't see Will Morris in our chat, so I am going to bring up Matt Cherry. Would you like to interview our winner tonight, Matt? Absolutely, thank you. Well, Matt Cherry, our winner tonight in the number 48 Napa Filters Ford Fusion. How does it feel, man? You just raced your way into the championship 4.
It feels great. Took 2 tires there, and they were catching me, but they wouldn't catch me enough.
Well, sometimes you'd rather be lucky than good, and tonight I'd say you were just good all the way around. It didn't look like you needed too much luck in that number 48 machine. You put that thing up front there at the end of stage 2 and really never looked back. Uh, Tell us your thoughts. Like, what was your feeling as the laps were down and you did see the 18 and 03 getting closer and closer to you?
I know they was getting closer, and I just had to pace myself. It's just we wasn't good on a short run. We were better on the long runs.
Well, we definitely wanted to get with you at the end of the race, obviously, as our race winner. We saw you perform very, very well throughout the chase, and looking forward to Atlanta. Obviously, your expectations are going to be to try to win that event, I would assume, to try to win the championship. Uh, Before we let you go, is there anybody you want to thank, or is there any other topics that you'd like to bring up before we let you go?
Yeah, I'd like to just thank my sponsors and everybody over on my team. They've been helping out a lot.
Also, do want to add in, Matt, after the race, I need to get with you because this was sponsored tonight by Hope for Paws, so you're going to win $20.
Oh, nice.
That's from me and, like I said, Hope for Paws organization. So there you go.
All right, I appreciate it, buddy.
All right, Matt. Well, again, congratulations on the victory tonight in the Hope for Paws 150 and on your winnings of the $20 from Hope for Paws. And again, we wish you the best of luck as well as the rest of the Final Four going into next week at Atlanta. And we hope you have a good rest of your evening, good man.
All right, we'll see y'all next week. Y'all take care.
Yeah, thank you. You as well. All right. Well, with that, I think we're going to bring up one more person. We're going to bring up Sawyer Ott and see if he can't let us know who the Final Four may be, or at the very least, just give us some thoughts on his night, seeing as we're unable to get with the driver of the 18 machine.
Temple.
Sawyer Ott, this is Ryan Daniels in the Enders TV booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, man, it was definitely one of those nights that you as a driver are probably going to want to forget. Came in here really battling to make the chase. I would assume that based on the way Matt Cherry won, that you were unfortunately mathematically eliminated. We just wanted to get your thoughts on the race and see if, as the league owner, you might be able to give us and the people watching at home some insight going into the Final Four next week.
Oh yeah, man. I'm tallying up the stage points now, but nah, the 48 winning that had nothing to do with me being eliminated. I completely took myself out. I was going to play some strategy on stage 2, saving fuel. My plan B was to come down last minute, which I did, and take a splash and go. Well, I when the caution came out, I should have just filled it back up. So I didn't get enough gas in the car, so I got back out, on that restart, and then I had to come right back down pit road, and it put me a lap down. And the one time all season that I need a caution to come out, we don't get one. But I am happy we finally finished one on the green. It just sucks that I completely blew it and took myself out of the chase. So it's gonna be a tough one to swallow, that's for sure.
Yeah, we know how badly you really wanted to get in there to the Final Four in the inaugural season of your league here at the Iron Thunder Racing League, and we thank you for giving Matt and I the opportunity to come up here and broadcast tonight. We know it was on short notice, and the beginning of the broadcast was a little bit hairy, but as we got going and got into our groove, I think Matt and I were able to put together a decent show for everybody watching at home and for all the guys here at the ITRL, and we certainly hope that next week we're able to be back in the cars and we're able to get out there and race with you guys for the final race at Atlanta. But regardless of that, very thankful for the opportunity for us to come up here, and just wanted to thank you for putting on the show tonight, and wish you the best of luck in the final race here after your, again, what is a very disappointing finish for you tonight in the Hope for Paws 150.
Yeah, it's disappointing, but I mean we've had a good season, and I'm proud of the 35 team. It is what it is. We'll rebound and come back next year strong, and we haven't had any bad luck all season, so I guess we just got it at the wrong time of the year. But other than that, guys, I can't thank y'all enough for stepping up and helping us out in the situation today and broadcasting. I can't wait to watch it. I'm sure y'all did a good job, and once again, thank you. Thank Matt. Thanks him for sponsoring the race as well. I hope For Paws. That's a really, really great organization. I encourage everyone to check them out. Once again, thank everybody, all the drivers. Really, I mean, it's our first year, so I feel like a success, and we want to do it again. So thank all the drivers and you guys as broadcasters, all the sponsors we've had this season, and got one more.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, thank you for allowing us to come up here and help you guys out. It was our pleasure, to be able to. Yeah, I'm sorry. I've been having speech problems all night.
I think we
It
both
was our
have.
pleasure to come up here and help you out. And again, on behalf of the Enders TV network and Hope for Paws and all the guys who did this tonight, we just wanted to wish you the very best of luck in the Final Four, as well as the rest of the drivers. And unfortunately, like you say, you're tallying up the total, so we were hoping to be able to let everybody know at home who the Final Four are going to be. But if that is unavailable, that is okay as well.
Yeah, it's for sure. Obviously, Matt Cherry in the 48. Aaron Carpentier and Zach Kreiser came in with a very good points lead. They had decent nights, so I'd assume they'd be okay. The last spot's going to be, man, it's going to be a coin toss between Morris, Langley, Aiden Young, and Chris Gale. So, like I said, I'm almost done with the second stage point. So once all that gets updated, be sure to check out the Facebook page. I'll post that on there, Iron Thunder Racing League on Facebook. So check us out, and I want to give a big shout out to my JCOM Motorsports team. We lost a lot of points last week, so hopefully we still have the points lead and we can go into next week and win the team championship, and I can help my teammate Aaron Carpentier win the championship.
All right. Well, thank you for coming up here and talking with us, and I'll let Matt get in a word with you before we let you go.
Oh, no, sorry. Just thanks for letting me sponsor tonight. Definitely was interesting getting out of the car. As much as I love this track, I wanted to make sure we at least had something going here, and my apologies for when you do go back and watch it. No, I'm looking forward to next week's finale. I'll be back in the car, definitely, and hopefully help push my teammate, Zach Kreiser, to a championship. Since I know we're Jaeger Racing's pretty much out of the team championship, but it'll definitely be a good race, hopefully. And yeah, all I can say is let's get it on next week and have some fun, and then can't wait for season 2.
Absolutely, man. Once again, can't thank y'all enough, and yeah, we'll go get them in Atlanta.
All right, man. Well, thank you for coming up here and talking with us, and we will catch you next week.
Take care, guys. Thanks.
So yeah, final thoughts on the night, Ryan. From myself, first time ever doing this. I'm gonna probably go back and watch it and be like, oh Lord, this was awful. But hey, at least we got some out there. We had a good amount of viewers here on Twitch. A little bit different. I know usually it's on the another service by people that actually do this more professionally. But like you said, we threw this thing together in an hour. Luckily figured out how to get some overlay working. That made it a little easier, but of course buttons weren't working. I got to figure out how to do the replay thing, because if I do want to keep doing this, I think it could be fun, but I definitely want to be more the silent person in the background. I'm not a good talker, but yeah, I mean, definitely fun. Autoclub, Hope for Paws organization. Anybody going back and watching this later, definitely check them out. They do some amazing things for stray and homeless dogs in the Southern California area. And they travel throughout the United States and help when they can. I know they were big in the last year, I want to say or 2 years ago, when Louisiana, Texas area had some bad flooding due to hurricanes. And they do what they can to help save those strays and abandoned animals, and yeah, that's very close to my heart. Today is the 4th anniversary of having my rescued dog, Venezia, so obviously that's very important to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody who is watching, definitely want to check them out. Hope for Paws, the sponsor tonight of the Hope for Paws 150 here at the Autoclub Speedway. And again, Matt, thank you so much for helping me out tonight. Us being asked to help out the league, and you doing an amazing job throwing together, regardless of anything, 45 minutes to an hour of putting together a broadcast. Our first time doing this, I was happy to lend my voice to the league, just trying to help this place grow. Like every other league that I go to, I try to help them out every way that I can, and to be able to do it up here with you, a person that I've worked with for a long, long time, was definitely cool. And maybe we get to do it again some other time. But if it's okay with you, I think that will wrap it up for tonight, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Hope for Paws 150 from the Iron Thunder Racing League, here from the Autoclub Speedway.
Good night, everybody.
Are we clear?